I want to talk about like why I pay for free subscriptions, because ads are like they're going crazy right now, and it just makes me mad because there's so much input daily that our brain has to process. This topic is really concerning me. Not only ads specifically, although will be the theme of this video mainly, but overall the social media consumption nowadays and the consumption of the life in the digital world. Yeah, so this is the world we're living in right now. We have kind of two worlds, the analog and the digital world, and trying to find the balance between those two worlds is it's a challenge. In the beginning, I want to read out a little disclaimer. I am not a professional psychologist or doctor. If you're suffering from severe mental health issues, please seek out professional help. I'm speaking mainly about my own experience and information I've researched. I just want to make this clear. I'm not like someone who you should take like health advice from. I only can like speak out of my own experience and things that help me. I have the feeling there is no way out to be attacked by products, ideologies, services, and companies. And this is scaring me. I cannot say it in other words. It just feels too much sometimes. In this video, I will talk about the consequences of this ongoing and never ending sensory input and how aggressive marketing will maybe shift in the future. I hope it will shift, because if the companies are going on like this, I don't know where this will end up. To understand a little bit more what I'm talking about, I will compare like the marketing, how it shifted then versus now. Maybe you were born when there was no internet and when there was no smartphone. I grew up with a TV, with a PC, and with no smartphone. And I'm really thankful, because maybe if you try to remember back and you also grew up without these modern technologies, then you will remember that commercials were a part of the TV experience itself. It was annoying for sure, but it was kind of a part of watching a movie on TV. Back then, commercials, they weren't personal. They had nothing to do with your behavior, how you were scrolling through the internet, and they did not track your clicks and where you were spending your time on which websites, because there was no, the information was not given. So the commercials, they were really for the crowd. They weren't for the individual person, for the individual consumer. They were for the crowd. And so you were also did not feel so attached or emotional sometimes when you were watching ads. And nowadays, it shifted to really personal, emotionally, and directly matched ads. Like it is tailored to you, you could say almost. And this is what is so scary. The thing is, we shifted things to the digital world, and it is used now as digital billboards. New possibilities were created that are feeling unnatural when we are using them, because like when I want to listen to an album on Spotify, I just want to listen to the songs and not to some guy who's telling me how to invest my money. So it's everything we do almost is getting interrupted by breaks that we wouldn't take on our own. And this is not cool. Companies came up with the cool concept, the concept of ad-free subscriptions. I mean, this is super smart for the companies. But the thing is, we have to pay a lot of money for this to not be disturbed by these nonsense and really aggressive campaigns. And because the thing is with ad subscriptions, I have a mixed feeling about them. I like them because it is a really easy fix. If you don't want to see advertisement, you can just pay and you're rid of it. But this is the positive side. So you have less frustration. You get easier into flow while you're doing things, because the flow, you're not interrupted in watching a YouTube video that maybe is showing you something really valuable, or you're because it's teaching you playing the guitar, for example, or you're watching a documentary, and you're not like constantly interrupted every 5 minutes by an ad. And I also felt for myself less manipulated and less influenced. So I had the feeling of having more agency, so more autonomy of what I want to do and what I want to buy, because I was not constantly influenced. This is the positive side, I think, of this ad-free subscriptions. But the negative side is not everybody can pay for these subscriptions, and I think this will lead like into like kind of a two-class system where people, they pay their health, then this is the health is the price in the end, instead of money they're paying. So yeah, not everybody can afford this because it's expensive sometimes, and that's not cool. That you don't even have the choice. I mean, of course, yeah, you're benefiting also. For example, Spotify, you can use it for free. In exchange, you have to see ads. It appears like a really, really fair deal, but for me, it is not, because I'm trading in my mental capacity and my mental well-being. I think the dangerous thing is like seeing advertisement, and so much advertisement is now so normal and natural to so many people. But what can we do? Was the question that came up in my mind. Like, what can we do? And so I just want to talk about my personal approach and the things I did to reduce my social media usage, and therefore reduce the input of this constant input. Yeah, so I'm repeating again the problems that I mainly experienced. I was frustrated because I was always interrupted while doing something, so the flow state was partly impossible to achieve while consuming online content like podcasts, also watching movies. Because the funny thing is, for example, watching a movie is not considered as something where you need a lot of, it is not considered as something that where you need a lot of energy for. But I disagree a little bit, because you're still focusing, and you still have to focus on what is going on in specific scenes to get the plot, to get the character development, for example. And if you're thrown out of this focus, then something is frustrating you. It's like irritating you. And if this happens like every 15 minutes, for example, because of an advertisement, then the focus is disturbed, and you cannot really concentrate. So it doesn't matter if it's like a movie you're watching or a lecture you're watching, the focus is distracted. And this is what it is about for me, I think. I don't care if you're watching if you want to watch a movie in peace, or if you want to see a documentary in peace, or like a lecture about scientific topics. It's about the focus being stolen. As soon as I got aware of this, I think this is one of the first things that helped me, like being aware of the situation itself, so I could do something against it, and a little bit detect more and more parts in my daily life where I feel uneasy or distracted from things I'm doing. Even when I'm doing the dishes and I want to listen to something while I'm doing this, I just want to focus on doing my dishes and maybe hearing something I enjoy. And for example, in these moments, it's important for me not to be interrupted, because it's also about like your attention it's scattered. It's everywhere. It has to be everywhere, but it shouldn't be. This is how it felt for me. And so just being aware of this helped me. I also realized I wanted to spend more time offline. And what I did, I started investing in offline media. So in CDs, DVDs, tapes, and books. Because automatically you're spending less time on your phone, on your laptop, TV, when you have the possibility to use all of these things you enjoy, like listening to your favorite album. When you can do it offline, you are not dependent on your phone anymore. And this feeling is also really liberating and freeing and really nice. I just can recommend to try it. Maybe you buy one album used online. There are so many offers. And it's really cheap actually to buy CDs when they're used. Yeah, and this was a really kind of a game changer for me because you're less online and you're witnessing less of any distracting content out there. It's not only about advertisements, it's also about, some other random short form or long form videos that you didn't really intended to watch, but you still end up watching them because you see them and they are offered to you, presented to you in an appealing way. And one way is don't go into this environment where they are presented, for example. It is, of course, it's not easy. It's not, but we have to try. Another thing I did, what is maybe the most effective way, unfortunately, is paying for ad-free subscriptions. And this is not like an ad for these subscriptions, but I ended up realizing that this is the most fastest and efficient way to avoid distracting content. For some subscriptions, it's a really a high price, but still it is worth to me when I have the possibility to do so instead of trading in my health and my peace for it. Of course, it's privileged, and it's not everybody is in a situation to just go for YouTube Premium because it's really expensive. It costs 17 euros in Germany. It's a lot of money. I know you get YouTube Music and you can download everything and whatever, but still it is 17 euros and monthly it is a lot of money that you pay every year. But still it is worth it for me, I have to say. Where it's not worth it for me is, for example, Netflix. I have the 5 euros, so the cheapest subscription plan, because it's not worth it for me to pay more because I don't use Netflix that often. I only if I would had like a really important series to me, like maybe I'll do it for Stranger Things. Maybe I'm gonna upgrade my plan. But I also realized that not on every device there's so much advertisement. So it depends also where you're watching. So with Netflix, it's not that heavy. You always have to evaluate, okay, what do I trade in? Because everything that is for free, you will trade in something still. And you just have to ask yourself, is it worth it or not, what I am going to trade in? So to come to the conclusion, companies will only change or stop this aggressive and annoying type of advertising when it starts to have negative consequences for them. This is what I think. Because why should they stop if it's still working, if people are buying, consuming, watching? It only will stop when it will have when there will be negative consequences for them or regulations that they have to face. And that's why I think it's important to question how we deal with advertising consumption or with consumption of social media. And because it's about getting ourselves back. The benefit that can happen is when we consume less, or what I witnessed by myself is I regained clarity. It's just you're getting more clarity back. What is your need? What is your opinion, your thoughts, and your will about certain things? Because we get so much input and opinions and thoughts and from other people over social media that sometimes we forget about our own voice. And this scares me a little bit. Yeah, I think I will end this video with this thought. And of course, I'm also influencing in some kind of way, but I just want to share my point of view. And on this channel that is called Antó's Puff, that's why, to just share opinions, because I think it's really important that we share what is going on in our minds again and can learn from each other. And I would love to hear something, what you think about it, about this aggressive way of marketing and overall social media consumption, how it is influencing your life in good ways or in bad ways. And what I also want to point out and make clear is that I don't say that social media should be cancelled and that no one should use social media anymore, because obviously I enjoy, for example, YouTube, and I myself upload on YouTube. It is just about the balance that we have to reclaim and not make the digital world everything that is going on in our lives. I think this is what I kind of a mission that we're realizing, that there is so much more out there than the digital world and the digital approve we need sometimes. I haven't figured it all out myself yet. Not at all. I'm just on my way and sharing my experience on this way. And I will go on talking about stuff like this, returning a little bit more to the analog world, finding clarity again, and reducing sensory overload. These are the topics that I'm really invested in and interested in, because I think it's important in the future, because the technology is developing so quickly, and yeah, we're getting lost in it so quickly too. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.